Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Esports Heaven. We have gone up to the round of 8 here in the first KR1 Qualifier for the Kung Fu Cup. $21,000 already paid for in taxes. And, well,
on the line.
On
the line, yeah, man.
Oh yeah, a lot of the line here.
You can't leave that out of context, because you just said 21k paid in taxes. Look, that's a lot of taxes, man. How are they in Sweden?
Oh yeah, that's a lot of taxes.
To be honest, we're in Sweden, so it wouldn't surprise me.
After taxes in that case. Well, yeah, in Sweden that's a lot of taxes, God. But you know what? We have another series coming up here. It's going to be Dare versus Bbyong. And, well, it's going to be a good one.
Good. Yeah, but right.
More PvT for you?
Yeah, man, I love it. Sadly, SOS did fall short in the PvP versus Dare. 2-1 with Dare taking that victory. But yeah, he's gonna face off against Bbyong, who's you guys know him.
You guys know Bbyong, right? But otherwise, Tenshi, coming out in a PvT on Overgrowth this time, a bit more aggressive, a bit more intimate.
This is true.
Very much so. If this was a Chinese game, would you see that Phoenix Colossus? Do you think we'll ever see that in this KR1 Qualifier so far?
I don't know, man. Like it is a kind of fragile style, Like you need to know it perfectly to play it out correctly, which takes a lot of time. It's very difficult, very micro-intensive. Needs great decision making. But all of these Korean players, they naturally have it. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump into our game between these two players. All right. This is pretty intense players that we have here, right? They're really good. Our blue Terran spawning here in the bottom left on Overgrowth. He is Bbyong. And his opponent, the red Protoss here in the top right. We'll have to see. This is going to be a great series. He is Dare. Dare actually, had great success back in 2013.
He was the Protoss for some time.
Yeah, he was the best Protoss. Didn't he take down Life when he was
he took down everyone for some time in GSL.
Oh yeah, and there was this one game on what's it called? What's with names, man? It's like one of these old games, right? But where Bbyong takes down Dare when he was on this amazing streak. He was unstoppable, and Bbyong takes him down with burrowed roaches.
Oh yeah.
And Dare walks on top of them. Bbyong burrows the roaches. Dare walks across the map. Akelon Wastes. That's the one. And he has all these sentries and stalkers. And then Bbyong just unburrows, and it's absolutely insane.
I think it's a highlight or something.
Oh yeah, it's on SE2 HL. You guys can go check that out if you're hungry for it. But yeah, that's such a good game. I love it. And Bbyong was so happy about it as well, There's
something I want to mention, by the way. Dare is the one who's famous for, of course, after his name, the Dare Mana Nexai, or Nexus. Do you remember that on Gwangli Beach, I think the name is? You know the one that beach chairs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Gwangli Beach, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Where they had the Pro League finals.
Oh yeah. There was a map called that, right? With beach chairs.
Yeah.
Which bogged out every single time. I think it was on that map he played when he thought he won because he only saw a third of the army of the Zerg,
yes,
and he harassed his opponent to death, and he plays 4 fire mana nexuses on the ground,
and then he just loses,
and then he sees the entire army, cancels them all, and lose the game.
Oh, what a way to go! Really.
After that, we haven't seen Dare go for that same 5 man Nexai.
After that, he's been playing it safe.
Yeah, safe.
Yeah, only going for 3.
Exactly. Never go more than 3.
Yeah, 3 guys is the key number.
Never go full mana.
Yeah, never go full mana Nexus, man. If you're gonna go and BM your opponent, make sure it's 3 Nexai, not more, not less.
I actually got to explain to me. It's never Nexai. It's Nexuses.
That was actually
the thing is, I
think it wasn't that we were
talking about Penguin.
Yeah, on Twitter talking about it. What is it in plural? Is it because it's Colossi when it's Colossus in plural, but not Nexai?
Exactly.
Plural? Which is so weird, man. Because
it's so difficult to keep track of. It's so difficult.
It is, isn't it? Nice there. Manages to pick off a probe.
2.
Reaper from. Wait, what? Whoa.
2. Yeah.
Nice. Double value, man.
He gets a bit of a zoom in because of that. Just because of the value.
Yeah, but, that's nice little move there from Bbyong.
Had this been Hearthstone, we would have shouted out Value Town and.
That's Value Town, man. But you can still be in Value Town in StarCraft too, depending on how cost efficient you are.
Yeah, just get Swarmers and Broodlord.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's actually great.
Great value.
It is. But Bbyong right now, he's going into that factory going to be some drop play coming out of him. Single gas starport starting. There we go. And it's going to be a mine and marine drop. Day, meanwhile, going for that Twilight Council. Should be seeing a robo added at 7 minutes. So this is going to be a bit more of an aggressive kind of blink play in comparison to what we saw from Bbyong in the previous series, who went for the more defensive kind of style.
Now, we see Day starting his blinker already, so, I mean, with this kind of opener, you can still kind of... It's not too difficult to defend drops. It's all about the angling, the micro, etc. from the players. But as soon as your blink is done, of course, it's much easier to shut this down as you can close your distance on the medivacs. Remember, it's so important. You need to focus the medivac as it comes in, though.
Oh yeah, very important.
If you don't, you can actually easily kill all the units, pick up, and just leave as the next warping comes in, or as you might get sniped by the last few stalkers. But Day's gonna have to watch out. He's losing a lot of health on that stalker. Not wanting to use his photo recharge.
Actually pulling probes. It's going to lose one.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah. Baby. Oh, the Widowmine is sneaking in here, though. Not going to get anything, really. Only a single stalker in the red remains. The Reaper in the main managed to pick up an additional probe or two. So, you know, nice little move there. I don't think, however, he saw the Twilight Council. And there we have that Robo. Got added in there at 6 minutes 20 seconds. 6 minutes 25. So, yeah, but still, like I said, you know, D is looking to be very aggressive with this build.
Oh yeah, and well, let's see how much damage he can make happen with this. We're going to see Bbyong. He's just right now. He's just not right now setting up for a new drop. He's going to have more Widowmines coming out, more Marines. He's still producing Widowmines past just 2, so he might just want to commit to a very heavy Widowmine play here. He's getting his Engineering Bay for that +1, but we don't see Stim yet. We don't see Combat Shield yet, so. His main upgrades are quite late at this point.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. You know, that's kind of one of these trade-offs you have to make when you go for the factory opening. That
almost like S versus Zerg as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, when we see the Hellbat openings and stuff like that, everything else will just be later. I guess you sort of play catch-up with the third command center, but still. Now, double mine drop is swinging in here. Day has a pylon in the corner there, so he's going to see now, and he's 3 stalkers with blink ready, 4 stalkers even, so he's going to be able to pick this off. Man, good night. Going to get the mine as well before he even gets the shot off, and he's adding in the Robo Bay, so okay, never mind, there's the aggressive warp in. He's stuck at 4 gateways, 3 or 4 gateways, he doesn't have too much, so actually probably going to be a 3rd base being planted shortly here from Day. And
well, Bbyong, he's right now starting to get his combat shields and stim, so he's starting now to get that army he really wants to be able to deal any kind of damage to Day without that stim. Oh wait, does he have the eagle eye? No, he didn't. You saw the observer for a second moving, so I thought he actually was moving towards it, but okay, so my point was right.
Look at it actually has like a shadow. It's really weird, but really cool. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, only though if you are an observer, but this is,
if you're
you know, the high graphics, I really like it.
So sick.
It is absolutely fantastic. You know, they really have up to the graphics of StarCraft since like Wings of Liberty.
You know, added a few more textures and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, you know, really beautiful graphics.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, the foliage looks really nice. Now, they need to be a bit careful here with these stalkers. These guys are very important for this kind of style and play that Deer is doing, because you rely on the blink stalkers to defend your main and your natural from any sort of drop play. But they're on the wrong side of things. They're gonna be able to come through here, but there's actually a lot of bio. Gonna be able to start chipping away, and that's gonna force Bbyong back for now. Nice blink control here from Deer though, blinking back at the last second, gets all of that, but needs to be getting out of there very quickly, you know, to not lose these stalkers. Because as I was saying, as that was going on, you'd rely on these blink stalkers to defend you. Very important.
And that is 12 kills with Widowmines.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah, that just happened. Well, then, that's a nice snipe. We're gonna see if we can get an observer over here, but, well, that's gonna be very annoying. Wait, are these really going to get more damage done? Oh, no, they won't.
The last one, no, barely goes
just
down
in
there.
time.
Yeah, that photon overcharge is what sealed it, man. Like,
oh, yeah, I think that's why you used it, but remember, that's one less photon overcharge. And remember, there are two bases to defend with this. Only 1 photon overcharge.
Yeah, needs to be so careful here. The blink micro here has been so good so far from Deer. This Colossus is doing a lot of damage, not getting focused. A lot of these stalkers are going down though, but you know, Deer still managing to clean this up with fair ease, and he even manages to almost get the medevac. Needs to pull out of there though, but very, very nice so far, because he's He's holding that third very strongly, getting more Colossi. Needs to get those upgrades running though.
Yeah, he has to watch out though. If that Colossus goes down, the army of Deer will just melt, and of course he still needs to have that buffer.
Very
the
ambitious blink there.
Very ambitious, and that Colossus is slow but surely going down. The second one is out here, but still very little to buffer for it, and he's getting focused down now. Okay, he's getting to do the damage. I think Bbyong needs to kind of stim forward and focus down more often. But other from that, he's dealing a lot of damage, and as long as you can reset the count of Colossus while you're just rallying, the Pros will just take increasingly more damage, because there will be no point where you can actually deal well and cost effective with a bio if you just stay on 1 or 2 Colossi.
Oh yeah, like it sort of gets harder and harder for the Protoss to trade as long as you keep the Colossus count
especially
down.
As the third is developing and everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like, you know, with Mech-Terran. If you keep the tank count low, you can trade very well with in ZVT. But now he's going to pick up this pile. No reinforcement pile on here at the third base. It's going to make it a bit awkward here for Deer. Because, you know, you really want to be able to get the Zealots and stuff like that.
And, well, the upgrades from Deer as well are quite late at this point. Now adding in the Forge. A double Forge, actually. But if we saw another Engineering Bay come down here from Bbyong, he's going to have, you know, 2-2 even before the 1-1 of Deer, probably.
Oh yeah, that's actually true. So he's going to be forced to go crazy on that chrono. An interesting dynamic with how Protoss are playing right now is it's very popular to cut out on those upgrades actually, where you delay them for the longest time, and instead go for a more, you know, just to the face kind of army. In comparison to, you know, Pig Baby style, where you have a slightly smaller army and rely heavily on the upgrades because they just scaled really well with Charged Zealots. So it's fun to, you know, see these different styles and how they develop in terms of infrastructure in the mid game, and, you know, like how do I defend X and Y with the style I'm playing. So, you know, very funny. Deer, of course, very aggressive Protoss generally, but, you know, opting to go for the macro game.
Yeah, I really like these moves he's doing right now, you know, warping in a few Zealots to harass, maybe could have gotten even more workers. Just virtually, he's keeping Bbyong back at this point, and well, Bbyong saying that he needs to get that 2-2 going is going to have a very nice amount of upgrades coming out here.
Is it like Bbyong or Bbyong? How do what do people say? Because
I've heard Bbyong.
I hear both, man.
Yeah,
people say both.
I don't know. The thing is, I've heard Bbyong, but I think that was Kaldor always saying Bbyong.
Kaldor, that was long ago.
That was long ago, yeah, but Bbyong is being, or Bbyong, however you want to say it.
How do you say it, man?
This guy.
We have to land on something, alright? We have to make up our minds. We can't be saying both, man.
Let's say... Oh, dear.
You want to just go Bbyong?
Well, let's not say dear.
Alright, yeah, well, Bbyong is going to lose his factory.
Let's go with Bbyong, yeah.
Yeah, not too important there, actually. Unless he wants to get that Ghost Academy, of course.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a bit annoying, of course, if he wants to get that.
Oh, whoa, we get the pause here from Bbyong. Almost said Bbyong that one time again.
Yeah, and like, I really tend to want to say Bbyong.
Yeah, same here. There we go. So we're going to just cut back to us for a second. It's really fun, because when we're casting, we do all these kind of weird things, and there's all the gestures, and, you know,
the Italian kind of...
fixing your hair. There's a lot of these hand gestures going on between us that you guys can't see. But, you know, if any of you guys have been into casting, you know, tried casting a game or two, whatever game, like League of Legends or Counter-Strike or anything, you probably know. It's good fun.
Yeah, and, you know, talking about fun, it seems like the game behind us has begun.
Man,
you want to cast on the big screen? That's not going to happen.
That's so good. I love
That's only for the big boys.
Only for the big boy. But, like, Parting is the only one who can...
Parting is the only one who may do it.
Yeah, man. But, you know, we're back in the game here. 1-1 is finishing up for Deer. He's chronoed like crazy into that. He's got Storm on the way, getting more Zealots, adding in Colossi continuously here. And finally, Bbyong has started to grow that Viking count, which is oh so important when fighting this kind of style. And he actually had a backup factory, so he could start that Ghost Academy anyway.
Well, that is very, very good, of course, and very important at this point, because, well, he's going to need those ghosts for soon enough. But here comes the entire army of Bbyong, and we don't have any storms yet, so all those archers are going to be killed very quickly. The Vikings are killing every single Colossus, but the bio was stacked up, and a lot of them did go down to Deer. But in the end, I don't think that is going to be enough. We see right now, Deer just plummeting supply, and Bbyong's just sniping everything.
But Storm just finished in the middle of the fight. Now he's going to try to push back here. Most of those Colossi have fallen. A single one remains, but there's just not enough for Deer, I think. This is going to be it, because Bbyong is just rallying across the map here with this upgrade advantage. He's pressing the issue. With additional warp is probably not going to be enough. These two Archons going to die before they finish. Vikings even landing. And I think this is it, man. The nail in the coffin. Bbyong is going to take this first game on Overgrowth.
There we go, GG, and Bbyong, well, he gets the first game there. Of course...
Get Bbyonged.
Get Bbyonged? Is that a thing now?
Sounds terrible.
Did you just create something?
I'm never going to say that ever again.
That's the first thing you created, I think.
Nah, man. You know,
Is it?
I'm a musician. I've written music.
Oh yeah, you've written music.
And I cook food.
Yeah,
I do a lot of things.
You create food for me.
I do a lot of things, guys.
Can you create food?
Yeah, I can make food.
You create it.
Yeah, I create food.
So we're gonna have a deer coming into the second game.
Yeah, that's good.
With a disadvantage.
We have more games. Like, so
I'm just gonna segue right into that.
Yeah, really nice game there from Bbyong.
Smooth.
You know, harassing quite actively. Blinkstalker's not doing too much.
No, they didn't. I mean, he wasn't too aggressive with them.
Nah, tried to, didn't work out.
No, and I mean, in the end, you know, coming with a few Widowmines, killing all the workers, but also, of course, these constant pushes from Bbyong here with the bio coming in, especially when it gets to snipe Colossi. I feel Deer was a bit too eager to go outside his own base, you know, from that high ground and just push with those Blinkstalkers and the Colossus. I actually even called out, you know, the aggressive blink there. Not really sure if it was really worth it in the end.
No, because he was giving away a lot of Stalkers. Stalkers very expensive, 125 minerals, 50 gas. So like 3 Stalkers, or 2 Stalkers is pretty much a Twilight Council and a Zealot. So, you know, a lot of money going into that, you know, very expensive army for the Protoss.
Yeah, but we are getting into the lobby. Let's see what map it is going to be, Tenchi. It is going to be on Vanny. So we're going to see that again.
Good drop map. Good drop
Very
map.
good drop map.
Very good map for Terran, you know, because you can drop, like we've said, countless
That sounds a
times.
lot like a Protoss talking.
A little biased.
Like, oh, but every map is a good map for Terran.
I'd actually say that Heavy Rain was terrible for Terran.
Okay, well,
And,
yeah, Yonsu and Heavy
Yonsu,
Rain.
yeah, was also a terrible
just
map
the
for
two
Terran.
best maps for Protoss. Surprise, surprise.
Like when Blink was the thing, like
Yeah.
everyone, like, what build are you doing?
What do you think of
Blink?
what did you think of Neoplanet Test then against Zerg, Mr. Unbiased Caster?
Hard for Zerg actually, because 2-base all-in on Neoplanet S was just insane.
That happened again.
Oh, man.
Sorry for that. That was actually my bad.
Your hotkey management.
Yeah, my hotkey management is
This is
inferior.
why you're never getting the promotion with this kind of hotkey management.
That's how it
But-
works.
Yeah, we actually don't play this game too much. I'm joking.
What are you talking about? I
lying.
play it all the time.
Let's jump into our first game, or second game, I mean, between our 2 players here. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you, currently up by 1 map. He is playing for Team CJ Entus, and he is Bbyong, or Bbyong, depending on how you guys want to say it. We're gonna stick with Bbyong for now. And his opponent, the Red Protoss, playing a very nice game, but eventually just falling down, man. Like, I was a bit surprised to see that. We'll have to see, can he swing things back and tie it up? He is playing for Samsung Galaxy Khan. He is Deer. Do you know what? It's going to get really confusing if we have Bbyong, Byul, and Bbyong.
And Boom Boom.
Yeah, playing together. Man, that's going to be...
Oh, we need to have a free for all with those 4.
rounds of 4, only the... Oh,
Like Boom Boom, Bbyong, who is it, Byul and Byun.
yeah.
Oh,
I always mix those 2 up.
the only way for me to really deal with it is saying, like, if you have Byul, I say Byul and Byun. Because that's my way. I say it in different accents, I think, just to keep them apart from each other.
Different accents? I don't know, man.
I think it's a different dialect, because
Byul, I can try like...
because it's both Byun and
If we
Byul.
try it like this, Les is using a different accent, and it'll just go like...
Because it's the same spelling.
Yeah, it is, right, but, you know...
Oh, don't you pull the Irish accent again on
Spawning
me.
top right, we have
No,
Bbyong,
no, get off.
and his opponent, the Red...
Oh dear, I'm gonna need a chow after this.
I'm gonna stop, man.
Yeah, thank you for the sake of every viewer here.
I don't know, you know, Irish is actually a pretty popular accent, and if there's anyone from Ireland, you know, like watching right now, they're probably like shaking in the chair because the boys tell me that my accent is pretty bad. I don't know, like it's.
I think I'm
okay.
inclined to agree.
It's okay, but you know, Bbyong going for the CC first, going into the 2 racks, very
Smooth.
standard. You know, you move like this. D is going just for 1 get expo, going to grab the 2nd gas, and I'm probably going to see a Twilight Council come down from him first again.
Yeah, would like to see a Stargate sometime though. We saw Youngwa pull that.
Yeah, man, but he just went double Oracle and then stopped. So you'd really like if you open Stargate like that versus Terran, you have to do damage with the Oracles, or you have to go Phoenix, pretty much.
Well, let's see what Deer really wants to do. As I say, you know, Twilight, a very big possibility here. But I truly want to see more of this Phoenix Colossus player we have been talking about. McSed, for instance, really pulling this out. I think McSed is even playing in WCS quite soon, right?
Yeah, I think so, man.
I believe so. He's playing in the next group, if I remember correctly.
Well, I haven't been following WCS too much. Talking about WCS, I just want to touch upon Morrow managed to take down Hydra in the first series, 2-1, was pretty insane to watch. An
important detail here, by the way, Hydra, that was actually in this qualifier. He was a no-show though, unfortunately.
Oh, damn you, Hydra.
Yeah, damn you, Hydra.
If we cut off his head, is he going to have 2 heads? Are we going to have 2 Hydras?
Yeah, and if you cut off those, you're going to have 4.
We'll just have 2 more. It's going to be like infinite amount of Hydras.
Oh yeah,
so, infinite Zerg. So we'll have a GSL round to 16.
If Root wants more players, they'll just keep chopping off his head. But okay, so without giving Cats too many ideas for how to create players,
like he has a laboratory in the basement of the Root team house.
Oh god, I didn't even want to imagine.
It'll be like Frankenstein's
You're scaring our younger viewers.
Players.
Okay, so the thing about Hydra, I just want to mention before we get into the game, because we see a Stargate, which is very, very nice. It's going to be Oracle play, and we see an engineering base. We can see a few turrets.
Yeah, he's going to get them. It's going to be fine. He's going to not take damage from this.
Yeah, but I would just want to segue into that Hydra had never lost best out of 3 in an official tournament against the Foreigner before Morrow.
That's true. He was 60-1, or 60-0,
yeah.
And now he's 60-1. So, well done, Morrow. But Morrow isn't here, nor is Hydra. We have Bbyong and Deer duking it out here on Vanyu Research Station, their second game. And the Oracles are soaring out across the map. We'll have to see. Can he make something happen? Gets a second Oracle as well. I think this is better. You just send it out right away, because the Terran will have less time to react, and if he skips out on one of those turrets, it's going to be a bit harder. So, the main is exposed, has those Marines ready, but if he manages to squeeze in right between these 2 bases, he can probably get an SCV kill or 2.
Yeah, we're going to see how much, how many of those he can get. 2 is nice.
4 is, the number we generally see.
You want to get 4. I mean, 3, it's okay.
Yeah, 4 is, like I said, the most common numbers. It's going to go. Gets 5.
5, that's a nice number, especially with a new one coming in. I guess with these 2 combined, you can technically kill the army of the...
Yeah, you can actually engage with those Marines, but he needs to get more energy on the second Oracle, actually.
3 more coming in here as well, so it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
But more work is going down, so the second Oracle...
Gets a mule? No.
Well, that mule is so fresh.
Yeah, just dropped. Hot out of orbit. Oh, there's no turret in the main, actually, so he can come in and pick off a couple of more. Needs to be careful, though. This is these Marines. Might get cut out.
Yeah, it's, well, with the Marines he's going to deter this for now, but Deer's coming up here with a robot facility. He's getting a few more gateways, and he's going to try to get away with 3rd base that has not been scouted yet for Bbyong.
Oh, well, I mean, he's on his way to maybe get that scout. Deer did, by the way, get the full scout, in Bbyong's base, so very nice. Robo Bay being added in here. It's going to go right into Blink Colossus, most likely, to just... make sure he can keep that 3rd base up. And he comes in and sees the Nexus already done by 850. So he knows that's a very early base. And, that they probably cannot have upgrades. So, now, this is going to trigger Bbyong to go. And these double Oracles, they're going to be very important here. Because, of course, Oracles do extreme damage versus light units.
Especially if they are not focused during the fight, which is a very big thing. The Oracles actually are very good to have in your army, even a bit into the minigame, because they just do so much damage. And look at this. This is a big thing as well. The Revelation just deals so well with any kind of like pushing, combining with dropping, as we see here, because you can know exactly where one of the half part is.
Yeah, but we'll have to see. It all comes down to execution and defense. Forces the photon overcharge. Wow, my accent just changed there, so I stopped there to think about that for a second. Nice actually has a mine with this. He's going to burrow right on top of these sentries. Needs to pick that off. There we go. He gets it, and we'll be able to deflect this drop for now. These Marines still sticking around, and like you said, Revelation really good to keep tabs on the rest of the army. For Deer here.
Yeah, because now he knew for 100% sure he was not going to get any pressure towards his 3rd, and now he sees this coming with everything together. He does not need to split up his army, and he's ready to force field this in. Well, the force field though, we see one Guardian Shield, no force field whatsoever.
And get the Munch call, good pickup.
Yeah, but it does not get those medivacs though, so that's no counter pick-off here from Deer. The thing is, of course, Bbyong being one game ahead, he's just doing the same thing they did a previous game, just about, with the constant pushing, etc. And now getting a third base off. I kind of like this from Bbyong. He's not trying to take any super big risks.
No, you know, like, why fix what's not broken? You know, as they say. And here we go, once again, he's going to come in here. We'll be able to pick off a couple of Marines with this Oracle, but no, not going to be enough. And there's even a mine. I do believe.
No mine.
No mine. But
no
the defensive warp-in does not work out, and he's going to get right on top of these Stalkers, going to get those down. Colossus does swing in here, and dropping the third base going on as well, you know, in the meantime. However, main army here for Deer is ready, so he's going to be able to kill that. Does focus right away. Down goes the medevac. Nice. Oh my god, another drop here. I think he does have mines in this one, though. Or is that Marauders?
They are Marauders, but since these are being dropped, we're also going to see another drop into the third base. This does get cleaned up, though. Very good for Deer. He needs these pickups. One of the medevacs are actually very low, so if he picks up in that one, which he does...
Oh, man!
Oh.
That would have sucked if he lost that. He would have been really sad.
3 HP. It's almost like you could just, like...
A sentry would kill it.
You probably should just, like, shoot the probe and hope the shell hits the medevac.
Like, shrapnel.
Yeah, the shrapnel from the probe hits the medevac and kills it.
Yeah, like, Protoss projectiles probably don't have shrapnel effects, you know?
No, probably not.
They have, like, photon disruptors. That's
yeah, they intercept the very atoms you're based upon.
Sounds so crazy.
It is. That's why it's so overpowered.
Oh
wait.
No, that explains it.
No, but
David Kim has been studying, like... physics?
Yeah, particle physics. No, but okay, we see a Templar Archives coming down here, so we're not going to see Deer going into this, you know, point of no return with, you know, just Colossi and just getting where you cannot get out of it. You're trying to just, you know, warp in more. Sorry, just, you know, even warping in Colossus. That would be absolutely amazing, but he's just building more Colossus and eventually just have way too many Vikings. But, which kind of can happen with a lot of Blink Stalks and Colossus, but we're not going to see him trying to get out of it.
You sort of get stuck, because the backbone of your army is, you know, like the Stalkers. You rely on those to have mobility, and, you know, they offer the buffer for the Colossi, and they're all very expensive units. So making a transition out of that kind of composition is very slow, and it often takes a 4th base from the Protoss. You need to run that 8 gas. So we're going to see here, like, does Deer decide to stick with this kind of composition, or is he going to slowly try to move over into more charge zealots? Because, I mean, he's getting the charge, and he hasn't actually made Stalkers for quite some time, so I think that's exactly what we're going to see. And now he's got Storm on the way, so he's moving into a more cost-effective army, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very, very nice army as well if you want to clean up the turn right away, especially if you want to be very defensive as well. But Deer is going to lose his Observer, but that means also that Bbyong is not going to be able to go for that quad drop that he really wanted. Look at this, though. The anti-drop from Deer is going to be double Templar, triple cannon, even
4th cannon.
Even 5 cannons.
Ooh, whoa, and a photon overcharge. And a few zealots. Always going to almost manage to catch a medevac or 2 here. Very nice pick up there from Deer. Cute little move. You know, all of these little things in StarCraft 2, they always come together. Like, at the end of a game, if a player dies, you can always look back throughout the entire match generally and see, like, this and this and this all came together and led up to the loss of it. But look at the massive charge zealot warp-in. Oh, wait, regular zealot warp-in, but still, you know, big zealot warp-in. War Prism is going to get taken out here, but still, very nice move here from Deer, who's now going to be converging towards this 3rd base location of Bbyong. Vikings even forced it to land, so that means they're not going to be in the fight for quite some time. And that means no way to deal directly with the Colossi.
Yeah, but Deer has to watch out right now. He does not have too much Storm, and rather, he doesn't have too many Templars to Storm. And well, let's see if Bbyong can start killing off every single Colossus.
Yeah, man, it's going to be very important. He has a lot of Vikings in the air, and well, four Colossus, pretty good. Has Storm though.
Yeah, and he does have his 9 Templars as well.
Oh,
so
whoa, that's pretty insane. Remember, he has a few defensively, but you know, if he keeps them in the army, still going to be able to get some good storms. Good, nice there. Managed to land some pretty good storms there. Bbyong moving out of them very quickly, but yeah, he's dropping 1 Colossus for free. Second one is going to go down. Man, this is pretty bad. Deer on the retreat right now. He needs to link up with the High Templar and more of those Zealots. He's moving with the counterattack, and the storm's actually not hitting anything. There we go. 2 good storms. Managed to bring a lot of those Vikings down into the low. Immortals and Charger that's moving in here, trying to get something done. A lot of energy on these two Templar at the back as well. If he can get good storms, there we go, one good. Needs a second one to go. He's going to be able to clean this up.
Yeah, at the same time though, Deer is attacking right into the third base of Bbyong. He's going to lose a lot of his infrastructure, and of course his main is going to be very difficult to to defend at this point. Losing a medevac with units is not the thing that he needs right now, and of course here comes Deer with a follow-up push, a fourth behind this, and with 2-2 just about finished, he might just be able to push through this.
Oh, well, I mean, it's looking really hard. You don't want to go up this angle with Zealous. Look at this, he's just hold positioning the SCVs, and now finally Deer starts focusing them down. This is a really bad angle there. So a lot of those Zealots went down virtually for free, but now he's going to get a couple of medevacs to sort of, you know, weigh things over. But these Archons offer so much damage. Even aggressive blink forward there is going to try to get those down. And he actually managed to, you know, significantly reduce the medevac counter, bringing it down to only one medevac left.
Yeah, that of course is going to reduce the amount that can be healed on these bio units, and of course with more and more stims coming out here, it's going to be very, very difficult for Bbyong to constantly keep pushing like this. And of course the Viking count now is going to be very low as well, because the Vikings were kind of cleaned out here. We see no Vikings on the map. He needs to make more medivacs. Losing that Immortal earlier wasn't too good for Deer, but he still has enough to just push through this almost.
Yeah, you know, there are even upgrades. Oh whoa, Colossus gets caught out. That's a very nice pick off here for Bbyong, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. Look at the amount of charge Zealots. He can't lift this up. He doesn't have enough medevacs, and this also really hurts the mobility of the Terran. You know, he cannot bounce in and out of combat in the same way if he doesn't have the medevac count. And this is looking really hard. A good storm on the high ground as well. Managed to catch a lot of that bio and blinks up aggressively. Lands another good storm. More storms, and Charge Zealot's committing in here. All of this bio in the red cannot heal enough. And Deer is going to tie up this series. Bbyong plummeting down in supply, going below that 100. And Deer playing a very good game here on Vanyu Research Station, tying things up 1-1.
A very, very good game. It looked very bad for him for some time, I have to say. Very dire, but in the end, with good storms, good control, and that counter-attack.
Oh, yeah, man. Did so much for him.
That one counter-attack.
Like, kept so much of the reinforcement at home, so he could stabilize in his home front.
Oh, yeah.
So, very nice. Deer playing really well. Took some damage from those drops. But that drop defense that he had late in the natural, undroppable.
You can't drop against that. Even
Alcatraz.
If you went in Alcatraz, if you went in with 5-6 medevacs, you would lose 5-6 medevacs
right away, because feedback,
yeah,
storm.
Feedbacks. Yeah,
storm is really good on medevacs if you have cannons to support.
That's very true. The thing is, it's not common that you do snipe them. Like, just with a storm. Just laying a storm and they all die, because the storm won't do enough damage. No. You can't stack them upon each other. But what you can do, of course, is just, like, if you have cannons, for instance, they're going to get so low, they instantly get shot. If you have blink stalkers, you don't really need, the full volley to kill them even. Just a few blink stalkers will kill it.
Of course, you can go feedback storm combo.
Yeah, the cool thing is, feedback gets better almost the longer you get into the game. If those medivacs have more energy, of course, you do more damage. So if they have full energy and they go in, they're going to instantly die.
But, that's also another cute little detail that some Terrans play around, like, because they want to drop very heavily. They want to play, very mobile style. So they fight a lot in the middle of the map. They, push around all across, keep that medevac energy low, and then they go for a big drop. Like, they're slowly sort of setting up for a very big drop, because then you just don't have enough energy to die to feedback. But, guys, we still have a series to conclude here, and it is, of course, between these two players. We're going to jump right into the action here on the final map, which is Catalina. Our first player spawning here in the 12 o'clock position. He is playing for Team CJ Entus, and he is Bbyong. And his opponent, the Red Protoss, spawning to the south of him. He plays for Samsung Galaxy Khan. He is Deer.
Okay, so Deer right now. He lost the first game. It was very back and forward. He won the second game. Just about as much back and forward.
Very back and forth. I like it.
So these two guys, they seem quite even at this point. I want to say, Bbyong seems... It almost seems like every single time so far has had a point where it looks like he's going to just beat Deer down. When he came into the third, he stemmed in, he dropped into the natural, killed a lot of workers. It's just so tedious to deal with that kind of style, but Deer somehow managed to pull through, and he has this very, very, like, I want to say interesting skill of almost bringing himself back into the game.
Yeah, you know, it's about these cute moves, you know, they just sort of stack up, and Deer getting warp prisms, trying to get the harassment in, getting up some good pylon placement there so that he can warp in Zealots to, say, harass a third base. So, I mean, generally, just these guys very evenly matched, clearly, as, you know, we are in the ace game, best of 3. I don't know, maybe best of 5 would have been even more intense, who knows.
Yeah, but then we would sit here until way past midnight.
Yeah, for another good, like, 12 hours.
Yeah.
But, you know, man, in the main event, there's going to be not only best of 3s, we will have best of 5s as well. And, you know, maybe if these guys qualify, we'll be seeing them duke it out again in the main event of Kung Fu Cup. But these are the qualifiers, so they're not there yet.
No, of course. And remember also, I mean, the round of 32 is all getting prize money, so it's a lot of competition for who gets the placement into round of 32, who's going to get some money out of it, because if you don't qualify, well, there's not going to be any money, but a lot of events have that you need to go somewhere in the groups, you need to beat some of the amazing players that do qualify. So for instance, if you come from the NA qualifiers, let's say Betrayers, you go through NA qualifier, and then you face like Rogue, you face Solar, you face like Bbyong here. It's not going to be easy to get any money out of that.
Definitely not.
And then you think, like, is it really worth dedicating all my time to then just get run over by some, you know, top tier Code S players? But
like Monster Korean.
Oh, absolutely. But what I love about it is that you still get something out of it. And with all, you know, a very big prize pool now compared to earlier, you know, we can really see a lot of players showing interest in it.
Oh yeah, I love it. There's just been great response to this event so far. So, you know, to everyone who's made this possible, you know, everyone watching and all of the guys working really hard. We have great admins, we have wonderful production. You know, big shout out to all of you. The passion, man, it's just going through the roof. But, you know, Day here, he is a man of passion himself. He is going for that Stargate, and I like it on this map, because a lot of airspace drops. Also very good on this map here for Bbyong. He's going once again into the factory, so going to go for a drop. A very popular way to play PvP right now. Oh man, gets the Stargate Scout, which is good. Is it even going to catch, you know, that it's an Oracle that's on its way?
Yeah, of course, then he knows right away, okay, I need to set up a turret if I can. Now that he's going for this kind of play, instead he needs to be a bit defensive with his initial Marines because of the fact that he does not have an engineering bay. But what you can do, there are two ways to place the Widow Mine so you actually can snipe the Oracle right away. One is the standard way that we see a lot of people doing, which is placing the Widow Mine right at the minerals. One thing you can do is like this.
Yeah. You hide it behind the scan disc.
Behind the scan disc. This is so dirty. Look at this, look at this. Deer,
does he know? Does he have star sense? Maybe he tilted the camera around.
Yeah, does he have like a camera tilt? He's looking around for that. I think he's looking for any kind of cracks or anything like that, but he's not finding any. Let's see if he falls for it though.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's playing it very carefully. He's going to manage to pick up a Widow Mine, so, you know, that's cute. Anything he can get at this point with this Oracle is good, so he's going to pick up another SCV.
I think he's kind of feeling warned by the fact there's nothing in the natural to defend.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, that's probably it. You know, like, he sees that there's nothing, so there has to be something.
Something I want to point out here, by the way, we see Phoenix production started, we see a Robo. Are we going to see finally?
Yeah, man, the double gas has been taken for Day in the natural as well, which is rather quick. So, it is going to be Phoenix Colossus coming out here from our red Protoss, man. And I like it. But what Bbyong is doing really nicely here is going into very marine heavy, alright? And that's a great way to play against this style until the Colossi are out. And they're not going to be out for quite some time. So it's going to be very difficult here for Day once Bbyong decides to move out with this pre-any Colossus.
Yeah, we're going to see how quickly Day can crank out those, because Bbyong, as you say, will have a lot of Marines and they do deal so much damage. But remember, if he picks those up in Medivacs like we see right now, double Medivac on the way, we talked about this before, the Medivacs don't arrive until you have like 4 or 5 Phoenix if you want to go for the double drop. And here we go, 4 Phoenix out in the air. If this gets caught off guard, we can see a massive win here for Deer. But of course,
quick GG, man.
Yeah, but if Bbyong gets the load off. Well, like we see right now, it's going to be a bit more difficult to deal with that if you have those only Phoenix to defend with.
Yeah, does he have? He doesn't have Stim, I think.
No,
he needs to be careful. If Photon Overcharge does go down in the main, but he can only not get too good of an angle here. Gets taken out, but one of those medevacs is already down, which means that he will not be able to retreat with half his army. But I don't even think that's going to remain. Now, you know, Bbyong needs to be careful here to not too eagerly lift up there. He's going to scan and actually pick up the observer, trying to just get as much out, you know, as possible out of this drop, and he's going to get a Phoenix for it as well. So great value here, just equalizing with the mothership core, getting a Phoenix, getting an observer. Very gas-intensive loss there for Deer.
Oh, really? But I mean, he did clean it up, so now he's going to be a bit more safe against drops. He knows because he cleaned up 2 medivacs, you're not going to see, you know, too many drops right away, but we see Stim now started, we see Combat Shield started, and +1, which is usually often timed out quite precisely. We see a
from a Widowmine.
Yeah, the Widowmine connecting to the Phoenix, but Deer right now has started his Robey. It's time for some Colossus to add to these Phoenix.
No man, but he stopped Phoenix production actually. Went for the Blink instead. I think he sort of got how do you say it? Lost his motivation to go into Phoenix Colossus, or maybe that wasn't even his original plan. Like, who knows? We're not in the head of him.
Yeah, I mean, so it would be understandable since it was scouted.
Yeah, like lost the Phoenix as well. That's really bad. You need to keep that Phoenix count up.
And he had to show them as well without dealing some really heavy damage. He's not ahead really because of it.
I think that's sort of equal, but he needs to be careful to not soak another mine hit. But you know, still maintaining these 4 Phoenix is great for that drop control. And he's going to be able to cover for this third base very nicely. Easy scouting as well with the Phoenix, just because of how mobile they are. So, you know, still, D has a very nice setup, I have to say.
And, well, right now, Bbyong, he didn't scout for the third... Oh, sorry, he hasn't scouted the third base yet. He scouted towards it before. But Bbyong, he's moving out. He's getting it ready. He's getting his own third as well, set up right here. And, well, D could actually interrupt that if he wants to. And he's scanning ahead, looking for what the arm composition is going to be. Bbyong, though, is losing a lot of reinforcements. I really like this from Deer. Use them almost as mutas, just cleaning up some of the army that was like tracking behind here.
You know, just trying to get as much value as possible out of those units. Very nice. He's gonna like move down this ramp. Needs to be very careful here. Big Stim does go forward here. Guardian Shield also been popped here for Deer. Photon Overcharge goes down right away. No more reinforcement pylon. No additional zealots here to reinforce. And now the Phoenix are going to be swinging back. He's going to get yet another reinforcement pylon to stop that warping. But now Deer needs to be careful to not overextend with these Phoenix so they go down for free, because he really wants to be chasing down these medevacs.
Oh, he really wants to get this this triple medevac.
Just one. Oh, there's the load up. Needs to be so careful.
The blink is ready though.
Oh, okay, never mind. He needs to pull away with these Phoenix for now. But still, there you see the strength of Phoenix versus drop harass.
Yeah, you really do deter any kind of drops as long as you don't release all the Marines inside. Now, Deer is getting more and more Colossi out here. We see extended thermal land done, and well, Bbyong.
Oh,
he might get shut down. No.
Oh man, he's going to catch it. Does he? Yeah, the blink stalkers as well. This medevac drop is dead. Even Colossus coming in here to sweep away at the bio. So, you know, very nice there. Does defend this. But on the left-hand side of things, he does have yet another set of medevacs moving in. Can he get damage done though? That is the question.
Yeah, well, we're going to see. But Deer right now, I mean, like, to defend this, it's going to be difficult because remember that he does not have too many Phoenix.
Oh, that's true.
And behind this, I mean, he's right now going to charge and he's spending a lot into his ground army. But you know, the Phoenix still only 3 really injured Phoenixes. That's not going to kill too much here.
No man, needs to watch that Stim. Loses 1, almost loses 2. So down to 2. Can pretty much only be used for scouting, maybe defending the drop angle into the main. But here we go. These blink stalkers, of course, can just go right under those medevacs. There we go. And the Phoenix actually going to come in here, and they're going to get one of those medevacs at least. So, you know, they get some additional value before they're out of this world. Might be able to get the second one. Nah, too much on the ground. And another big drop in the main.
Oh, look at that Colossus!
Colossus gets taken down right away. Even Widowmine is here to complement this in order to stop the strength of those Zealot Warpers. He'll be able to get the Robo Bait. Yeah, that's a really big pickup. Look at this. Here come the Zealots, right? But the Widowmine's going to get just so much value out of those. Robobay goes down, even gets another Stalker. These Colossi need to get out of there. Gonna lose a one and needs to be careful on the second one. Finally forced to pick off, but still 3 Widowmines remain. And if Deer isn't careful, he's gonna take even more losses.
Yeah, and even a drop into the third base coming out here from Bbyong. He's trying to focus down that cannon ASAP, and well, he's just tearing Deer into every single like part of the map almost. And these Widow Mines are going to connect. First one.
Okay, that was one. He dodges. He dodges.
Second one.
Oh man, good. Pretty okay there. Could have been a lot worse. Like if he that's a triangle of death. If he would have stood in the center of that, he would have lost everything.
The biggest issue I see right now for Deer is that he's not harassing Bbyong, and Bbyong right now is dropping again. He needs to pick up this time though. This time it's not going to deal damage to Deer, and well, Templar Archives has gone down. We see no Ghost Academy in sight, but well, how do you feel here? Is Deer going to go still? He's going to Immortals again. Actually, this is a bit interesting.
Yeah, the Immortals, you know, they're a bit harder to counter. Force a bit more of an extreme response from the Terran, you know. Squeezes out that Ghost Academy a bit earlier than the Terran generally wants. Drop is going to come in here, though. And very nice positioning here, actually. Very annoying. Zealots cannot do anything, so he's going to be forced to use these Stalkers. And, of course, they're very frail and expensive, even move commanding some of these units. So that's not too nice, really. In the third base of Bbyong, some harassment did go down. The Oracle actually came in there, managed to only drop the Revelation, get an SCV or two. Meanwhile, Bbyong, though, has these 3 medevacs with a handful of bio ready to strike at a moment's notice into that third base. Bbyong just really controlling the pace of this game, and D has been on the defensive for a very long time now. And I think it's only a matter of time, to be honest, before D just goes, do you know what, screw it, I'm just going to go. Soon I'm going to come to kill you, and that's when Bbyong will need to just hold on here.
And these oracles are actually, or rather, Oracle is getting some nice revelations.
Yeah, decent value still.
Yeah, I don't like the time value too much, but you know, revelations are very important right now. We're going to see a big push though towards the third base from Bbyong.
He's going to get pushed away though.
Yeah, he's trying to bait into the Widow Mine. He's not doing all too much damage at this point, unless you stack up with charge slots.
Oh man, that's the perfect hit, really. Look, covered all of those alerts. But yeah, you know, the strength of the Revelation there again sees half of the army for Bbyong. Other half is still by the third base. Observer does come in here, so he manages to clean up that Widow Mine. And these medevacs actually extremely low. And if those Phoenix were to swing back in, get 2 free medevacs.
Yeah, but,
oh man,
like what is that? Quintuple drop comes in here to the main
medevacs.
Base into Deer. One storm goes down. No, nothing towards these medevacs though. Mines in this drop as well, but Colossus are a bit too strong. Did he see the mines though? No, he did not.
Oh man, loses a Templar. Could have been worse again, man. Like, if he would have microed that, would have been very nice. But he's gonna get an Immortal in the natural actually. So good pick off there. Well, you know, now finally, Deer is kind of stabilizing in terms of how well he's defending. Just because he has more money, has more units, and you know, actually, Deer at this point he's maxed. He can only squeeze in another Zealot, and you know, Bbyong's army is on Deer's side of the map. So if Deer just goes for the throat, we might see a base trade.
I think that Bbyong right now can't, as you say, engage with the army he currently has at home, but he's attacking
way too little, man. Just look at that.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think he just should pull away, try to go for the full base race at this point, or just try to trade. That's a lot of Widow Mines though, right on top of those.
Oh, a lot of friendly fire actually, and even takes down a medevac here. So Deer pushing on forward. Needs to not fight on the ramp, and a big drop here in the natural, or I mean the third base as well. So yeah, it is going to be a bit of a weird base trade. The main is under a lot of fire here from Bbyong's army, but nice storm, catches some of that bio, and the Deer is going to be tearing this base apart, dropping storms there on the Widow Mines even.
And the third even is under attack as well. So Deer doing a very good job of splitting up his units. He's going to deal with all the drops. All the drops have been cleaned up.
Yeah, he saved the main.
Yeah, the main still stands, as you point out right now. The only thing left for Bbyong are these units in its main. There's no base race anymore. The only race right now is Deer towards that one last map to win this best out of 3 and move on. And well, right now Deer is cleaning up every single unit. A lot of Colossi still stand, and well, there's nothing left for Bbyong. It's going down to 9 army supply, just holding on for the sake of it. But we all know this game is called.
Yeah, man, it's all over. He's down to 65 supply. The third base has been absolutely torn to shreds. Command center forced to lift every single SCV dead. These Colossi and the Immortal, you know, is going to town here on the production. Nothing to buffer really, so he might lose these units, but that's not going to matter really, because Bbyong at this point, he's not even mining, and that Widow Mine hit actually did more damage to the Terran army than the Protoss.
Yeah, it's not going all too well for Bbyong at this point, and well, he's trying some desperate tactics here, trying to land his bases around, trying to mine as much as possible, but we all know that Deer is still mining, he's still producing, he's okay, and
well, he needs to not make moves like this, to be honest. He needs to drop some storms.
Oh!
Come on, Deer!
Oh,
okay,
Deer!
is he going to give away these Templar? Forces 3 storms that barely do anything.
Don't you pull a Guangli beat on us.
No, man, that was like a really, like, not like tactical move, because he just gave away a lot of those zealots, lost some of those High Templar just virtually for free, which is not what you want to be doing. He needs to sort of group up again and then go for a big frontal assault. That's the move Day needs to be making at this point, not sending in small groups of units to just die to Bbyong's army.
I just realized, well, by the way, I saw the worker supply going down to 9. That was not the army supply. Bbyong still has a decent army, actually. That was a bit of a miscall for me. Well, Bbyong right now is going to move across the map here, and that's a lot of army from his side. We still have more for Deer, but it's not as one-sided as one might think.
Oh no, the Widowmines are going to kill these High Templar. That's one. Oh, doesn't get the second.
That's a whiff storm though as well, so we're gonna have to watch out. But of course, Bbyong running, he's kiting forever right now, and well, only the Chancellors may close the gap. Getting a lot of medivacs, this is very important. Without the medivacs, you're not going to be able to heal your units. But behind this Bbyong right now, he's getting a lot of economy with these landed bases.
Yeah, because I mean, he maintained the command centers but lost the SCVs, and he's, you know, getting back there because he's continuously adding in more. But the army gets cleaned up, not for free here. Deer losing quite a lot himself, but every single medevac is dead at this point. And, you know, now Deer, once again, like I said, either he goes for a 4th base or he goes for the kill, because the longer this goes on, you know, Bbyong has stabilized, and he's continuously macroing, so his army is going to be growing in size once again.
He needs to just go for the wall in that field. Although you can kite, if he gets on top of the production, it kills the production buildings. There's nothing you can do as a Terran, but he goes for that 4th base, as you talk about. And, well, why I don't like this for Deer is because he doesn't know about this extra base from Bbyong. He doesn't know how much extra income he's getting from this, and as long as Bbyong can get away with this, well, then we're going to see him just pull away when it comes to army. He's just gonna get ahead from it.
I mean, he slowly is already. Like, once these rounds of units finish up, it's going to be very tough here for Deer to continuously take these kinds of fights. Now he's establishing his own 4th base. Nexus is halfway done. But you know what? That's actually a fresh target to snipe here. That bio to the left-hand side of the map can just stimmer in there, pick that off. And I think that's what we're going to see. Bbyong is going to go knock down the 4th base. But Deer, you know, on the other side of things, he is going to hit the 4th base here of Bbyong himself. It is a planetary, so it's going to be tough not to crack.
Well, that Nexus is most certainly dead at this point. Hopefully for Deer's sake, it's going to cancel. No cancel goes down. He's going to lose a lot of workers, but at the same time, though, Bbyong might just lose his planetary. A lot of repairs going down. He's pulling all of his army to deal with his 9 storms going down from Deer, but he's closing in. All the Royals go down. Deer still keeps his army. That planetary, though, is one tough building to kill. Yeah, man, not repairing though, because right now both of these players are distracted. In the 3rd base of Deer, we had some trades going on, but good storms and just manages to hold on. But man, still, he lost the 4th Nexus, and look at this. This game just getting really messy at this point. Bbyong, though, still has that 4th base. The big problem here is that Deer does not know about their right-hand base. He does not know.
Oh man, look at him. He's even going up to 5 command centers at this point.
Yeah, Bbyong knows that as long as he can just keep Deer on 1 base economy, he's going to win this game. Slowly but surely, he's 20 supply behind, but as long as he can hold this planetary, he's in a fantastic position. Deer thinks this is it, this is all he has, and he's trying to just break through it, but he doesn't understand that every time he loses a unit, he's getting further and further behind.
Yeah, he needs to be very careful to fight at this planetary as well, and Immortal gets isolated and taken out of action very quickly. Loses an arc on there to the planetary fortress. Storm goes down, not hitting too much. Has a lot of storm, but still very little buffer here for the Protoss. This is just getting really, really close. Because, you know, he's keeping the army supply is dead even, but these 2 Widowmines, man, needs to take them out. Scan goes down.
Yeah, scan goes
good
down.
storm there from D. Even a Time Warp dropping down. Yet another follow-up storm will be able to bring all of these Marauders into the red.
Thing is, Bbyong still has a hard time really getting to the same supply as Deer when it comes to army, or rather had, but after these trades that talk about, because of the fact that Bbyong has a superior economy now, he can keep producing units. Deer is not producing anything, he just now is getting his 4th again. If this gets sniped, I don't know what Deer can do really, and well, Bbyong right now, he's starting to move out. If he engages the army of Deer, this is just game over, and I feel it might almost be. I thought Bbyong would just fall down flat and die at that point almost when we saw Deer in the production facility production line rather of Bbyong, but well, Bbyong managed to pick himself up, but right now he's in a fantastic position.
Up to 5 base economy. At this point he has superior upgrades. Deer cannot afford getting them actually, so tough spot to be in. This 4th base finally getting up, but a double drop in the main. This is going to be very hard to deal with because I mean barely any money to warp in here with for Deer.
Yeah, I think he's realizing
right now. Oh man, he's going to lose this. Look at this. He's going to lose all of his tech.
Yeah, I think he's realizing right now that dear,
man, that's a good hit with that Widow Mine.
The thing is, I think he's realizing right now that that he that's something that is wrong, because there should not be this many units from Bbyong. He's seen the army. There should not be in those extra drop-in. He's constantly producing units. I think he's realizing he might have missed a hidden or something. And as you say, no more observer. Actually, he has a few.
He had a second one, but still, the recall does go down here into the main. But still, he's lost everything here. Only a few gateways, and they're even powered down, so not too much to warp in. And now Bbyong is going to move out once again. He's going to go for the kill on that 4th base to seal this game's fate, and or seal Deer's fate and the outcome of this game, pretty much. Because Deer right now, he's running dry. He's just running on fumes, pretty much.
And well, we see Bbyong right now at almost 100 army supply to 37. And, well, he's scanning ahead, seeing, okay, you have a 4th base? Well, let me just attack your 3rd.
But then no army, pretty much.
And there's no army left. And I think he's just trying to see, okay, how much does Deer really have? But he knows himself that he's in a really good position. And he's pushing ahead towards the 3rd base.
Yeah, man, but like you said, doesn't want to take a risk. Accidentally walk into a few storms. Because, he's got a great lead. And now he's going to clean out the 3rd base here of Deer. And, Deer, he's not even moving in to he knows he can't defend this.
Yeah, well, what can Deer do at this point? He just lost his 3rd, although
he
not
can lie down and die.
That's one option, but it's not very constructive. He needs something better, Tenchi.
He needs money, but he doesn't, man. Like, loses this Nexus, even less money, even less income. It's a hard life, and look at this. Now, just loading up, gonna drop down here. Isn't that single cannon forward? What doesn't even matter. Bbyong, man, he's grabbing a 6th command center as well.
Yeah, Deer right now getting torn apart. He's whooping in quite a few charges here, and that's going to help clean this up, and a nice little storm goes down. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
No, because look at the army supply, dude. He's up more than double, and it's just looking really tough. Here we go. Finally, Bbyong is going to go hit this base 6 with him.
Yeah, this is the killing move.
It is, and he's even going to get a big Widow Mine hit here. Well,
oh, that's lackluster.
Never mind. Only hurts one of his own marines. Blue on blue fire, they call it.
But you know what, Bbyong can just push in here. We see the Oracle actually dealing some very nice damage.
32 kills.
Yeah, it's gonna help, but at this point, 2 workers left for Deer, half of the supply and army. What do you do? Deer is just trying, and I guess it's a bit of a revenge getting all those workers. But here comes Bbyong. He's looking to close it out. He drops in the main base as well, and well, that is going to be GG.
There we go.
Bbyong takes it with a 2-1.
Yeah, Deer realizing that nah. Man, there's just no point. And, Bbyong playing very well. Extremely heavy on the harass, and he was really persistent with it as well, man. So he just kept it up, going crazy.
Yeah, really, really nice harass, I have to say. Deer, actually, I talked about earlier, when he was about to max out, he dealt very well with the drops. Constantly, left, right, but as the game progressed, and we saw Deer almost getting torn apart at one point, he managed to, counterattack, and they kind of walked past each other almost, and went into this base race.
It gets kind of weird, when the Terran army walks past the Protoss one, because the Terran army is a bit more mobile, so they're generally a bit more flexible,
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have a quick break before we go ahead with the next series.
What is that going to be, by the way? Just
we haven't confirmed actually yet what series it's going to be, because the players are still finishing up towards the round of 8.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you like what you're seeing right now, do follow us here on Twitch. It does help us quite a bit, actually.
This is true.
Yeah, and if you want to chat with us, we are on Twitter. You can see us right down here. You can hit us up, ask us anything. We're quite active there, and of course, we're going to bring you more and more qualifiers, and of course, the main event. So don't forget that tomorrow. Same time as today, 12 AM CET, we're going to have the second Korean qualifier. But of course, we have more to come, so stay put. We'll be right back with you.